What's going on? Hmm. Got some peeps. Let's make sure everything's a-okay. As you can see, I am in a different location of the Bat Cave. I am going to start my period any moment now. I'm over it. I am covered in sweat right now from just being crazy, hormonal Shelly. And it's one of those things where if you're a woman, you'll understand this. I understand most the people that tune into my stuff are fellas, so you won't get it. You will never get it. Let me tell you. And it's like when you're being all hormonal because your period's about to start or you're on your period, first of all, that's hard. And second of all, if everything is just going wrong, it's just amplified. And that's today. All right, let's see if I set everything up. So I don't feel good. I'm just not feeling good at all. Hold on. Let me make sure Shelly live is working. Of course. Come on, you little bitch. Hey guys. Hey, hey in the chat room. Hola, hola, hola. Shout out to everyone in the chat room. Ugh. Awesome. Let me just get this set up. Then we'll put some music on. How come I can't see anything on Shelly Live? Ugh. Cash for life. Can you see me on Shelly Live? Hold on a second. Busting out I got two computers going on today. Let's see here. Why won't it let me see the live stream? Because I just want to make sure. Okay. So happy Friday, everybody. I hope you're having a good Friday so far. Oh my goodness. Why? If it's not one thing, it's a F another. Maybe if I go on my phone, it'll let me see it. Let me just try one more time for Shelly Live. Okay, I see that I'm there. See, this is what I'm seeing right now. I'm telling you, like everything that can go wrong today is going wrong, and it's really annoying me to no end, especially because as you guys that have been watching my stuff for a while now, since February, I've been going through at the end of February because I've been fighting with somebody that I never thought I would fight with like this. And it's been effing up my vibe. It's been effing up my whole freaking everything. I don't understand why it's black. Why is this black on Shelly Live? Oh my God. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. And here, like, I thought I had everything all set up. That's why, like I said, I was, like, sweating. Hey, Mark, how are you? It's nice to see you. Long time no chat. Okay. Ugh, I feel like throwing up. Oh, confirm you're a person. Hydration is key, people. All right, boom. Let's get some music in here because I just can't. I want to punch a hole in the wall. That's where I'm at right now. That's actually not Scooby. That's the Grinch's dog. I can't even get into my damn Shelly live page right now. It's really pissing me off. Here, while I try to figure this out, let's listen to music. God, finally. Right, how does that sound? Right, how does that sound? Let me make sure the audio's good. Right, how does that sound? Let me make sure the audio's good. Right, how does that sound? Let me make sure the audio's good. Right, how does that sound? Let me make sure the audio's good. Hello? Hello? Okay, good. We're in, people. Oh my God. All right. Now I can focus. Because I always feel bad. Back in the 90s was simple. Yeah, blowing that game. Even sometimes that was like frustrating. What chat is she reading right now? Well, I have over here, I got Twitch and oh, I didn't even know that I could see Twitter comments on here. I always assumed I couldn't see Twitter comments on here, but I see Mark over here is on Twitter. So Twitch and Twitter over here. And then over here is my Shelly live page, which there was people in there and now they're not there anymore. So I'm hoping that they didn't like decide whatever, because whatever. Anyways, welcome to my damn chat, this wreck of a day. I'm so over today. Angry Shelly's out. I just want to bleed so I can feel better. My stomach hurts. My emotions are all over the place. My patience is thin. But I'm here, hanging out with all you guys. So how are you guys doing today? You have any cool plans this weekend or anything? For me, I think I'm going to be going to this little local carnival that I always go to every year. You know what's sad? I have footage of like last year and maybe even the year before, and I never even posted it. So I got to do that. I'm the queen of having so much content for years and years and years, and it's still not out. My life's freaking crazy, you know? Like, wrestling really took a lot of time away from other things, like editing and posting videos and things like that. And then here's the other thing. When I was like, really like all about vlogging and stuff like that, it wasn't really a thing how it is today. Like, everyone and their mom has a YouTube channel, has a TikTok, has an Instagram, whatever. But it's crazy because I remember I used to get locker rooms for vlogging, and like some of the people that like talk so much crap about it are the ones that have like YouTube channels now. Oh, Mark. I've never done Botox. I am just too scared. I know that there's like a very small percent chance that you're going to react negatively to it. And I'm so scared that I'm one of those people that'll be the case. And then I'm going to be all jacked up because I got Botox. So that's why I don't go for it. But you go get your Botox, buddy. Yes, United. I've only had my boobs done. Everything else is all natural. And eventually I'm getting them taken out. All natural all together. So there you go. I remember ladies back in the day trying to convince me to get lip injections. And I was just like, the way I looked at it was like, dude, that hurts. That's going to hurt. And again, what if I'm that 1% or whatever the percent is that it goes wrong? And the reason why is because my top lip isn't as full as my bottom lip. And people will be like, oh, just get your top lip done. And I was like, you know what? I will just overdraw it. Alexis Bogle style. If you know, you know. But yeah. I'm not opposed to doing stuff like that for other people. Like, when other people do it, I'm not like, oh, why'd you do that? Like, if that makes them feel good, if it makes them just feel good, yeah. If it makes them feel good, more power to you. I'm just super paranoid. Like, I am super paranoid. I'm always like, there's not enough data of what long-term effects can be on X, Y, and Z. Like, this whole thing with like Ozempic, for example. There's been so many times I've been tempted to like want to do Ozempic so I'm not fat Shelly anymore. And then what stops me from ever looking into it is I don't have diabetes, first of all. And I think it's really crappy that there was a short. Is there still a shortage of Ozempic for that? Or is it like, do they make Ozempic just for people, like a separate stash for people who want it for weight loss and don't have diabetes? So then there's that. And then, because my grandma, she had really bad diabetes. And so I'm pretty sensitive to like the diabetes community. So there's that. And then I'm like, I just don't think that there's enough data for people who do not have diabetes. And they use it for weight loss, what the long-term effects can be. And I know there's people like, who was it? Sharon Osbourne? Sharon! That she talks against Ozempic. Whereas like her daughter Kelly from what I understand, promotes it maybe, or just as whatever. Anyways, I just know that there's different people that have used it, and they've reported to have like these, it sounds like irreversible effects. And again, I'm like, I'll be that person probably that I'll have a bad reaction to it, and if something ugly is going to happen, and then what? So that's why I was like, anytime I've been like, I'll just do Ozempic, I want to do Ozempic because I'm tired of being fat. I'm just like, God, I just got to work out more. And I mean, it's working. I'm slowly but surely getting there. I just want to be there now. I just want to be there now, damn it. I want to be skinny Shelly again. Fit Shelly. There's, you know how there's Fit Tony and Fat Tony? Well, there's Fit Shelly and Fat Shelly. So there you have it. Oh, I see, Mark. Magnesite, are you using Ozempic? Leave it, Britt. Long time no chat. I forget it messes up my music. No, I gotta start over. Dang, I can't even without interrupting my music. Oh well, it is what it is. So I don't know if you guys have seen some posts I made. It was like a couple weeks ago now on my Instagram. Hey, if you're not following me on my Instagram, just gotta follow me. Yes, Instagram. Okay. Here, I'll type in where you can find all my official links. In the chat room. Oops. See? Why? What does it say? Martinez.net. No! I typed in ShellyMartinez.net. Ugh. There. So if you go to that link, ShellyMartinez.net/link, all my links are there for you. Or if you just click the link in the bio, if you're on Twitter or on Twitch, then you can see the links. I have my main account, Shelly from Kelly 4, which, hey, I'm always appreciative of follows on there, but it's already monetized. I'm trying to monetize my other channels, and I have so many channels because they're all specific to whatever they are. Like I have now Vampire Radio, my podcast. I have Shelly Recommends for my product reviews and cool places to visit. I just posted a video today on that. And then there's Shelly Secret Society for all my previews for my exclusive content. And let's not forget about Minnie the Moocher. You gotta go follow little Minnie. My little baby. She's my baby. My little baby. Look at this baby. Oh, I see, Magnesite. So how's it been going for you? I'm very curious to know. Why am I removing my boobs? Because they're old and I don't want stuff in me still. Like, I don't want to be all old and then I have to worry about my boobs. Now, here's something I've talked about a time, but I'll go ahead and repeat myself. I got my boobs done in 2006. That's old. So I got them done in 2006. And originally I was going to go in for a lift. And I had natural D's. And they said they were going to go from a D to a C if I got the lift. So I thought, I'm going through surgeries, but I might as well just get a double D. It'll fill it out, look the way I want it to without losing any size. Then they were like, you know, eventually you may have to replace them. So I'm very lucky that they're still here. But ever since I got them done, I have something called boob insight. Now, what is my boob anxiety, you ask? Well, let me tell you. So, one of the things I do, and oh my God, guys, this jacks up my back and my neck and my shoulders. And being that I was a wrestler for 17 years, it don't help. And then when I was actively a wrestler, it really didn't help because now I got like the aftermath of 17 years of wrestling, right? But while I was currently wrestling, it was, I feel, worse at times because I was constantly feeling that impact, whether it was training or doing shows on the weekend. I was feeling a lot of impact on my body. So what I do, see, this is my pillow when I'm laying down, okay? So what I do is I go like this to the pillow when I go to sleep at night. And so it tweaks because or I do this over the pillow. And the reason why is because I'm so scared that if I put all my body weight on them, they'll pop. Now, here I am talking to you with no anxiety about it because I know the chances of that happening are slim to none while I'm sleeping, right? And it's so dumb because I used to let people chop the crap out of me wrestling, which is worse than because I'm a stomach sleeper, you know? I have GI tract issues, so it just makes me feel better when I sleep on my stomach. So, well, I guess what my point is when I'm conscious and awake, that anxiety isn't so much there. It's like diminished by like 60, 70%. But when I'm sleeping, and you know your brain just kind of has a mind, your mind has a mind of its own sometimes when you're in that zone. That's when the anxiety's there. And then there's times where like I'm laying on my side and I feel the implant move and it freaks me out, so I'll wake up, I'm like, oh, oh, oh. And so it's a whole thing. So I don't want to go through that anymore. And so I'm going to go ahead and just get them taken out and go with the lift. I'll probably end up with some skis, and that's fine. And I'm kind of looking forward to it. I mean, it won't be for a few years, God willing. But I'm kind of looking forward to it because that's what I originally wanted to do. And I won't have to worry about any maintenance after I heal. I won't have to worry about anything, really. All I have to worry about is doing the operation and healing from it, which I've talked to some of my girlfriends that have done something similar, and they all tell me that, you know, it is like a few months worth of just healing, like whatever, and it's a little gnarly, but worth it. Like every single girlfriend of mine that have taken their implants out have seemed so happy and have nothing but good things to say. And then, guys, I wonder this. Sometimes I wonder if part of like how I always don't feel good, and it seems like the older I get, the more I struggle with not feeling well when it's not like a cold or a flu or anything like that. Sometimes I wonder if like the implants are part of that, because I know that that's another thing too that ladies have commented on is the implants like making them feel sick. So I don't regret getting them. Like I've always been really happy with the outcome because it was exactly what I wanted. But now I'm just like, so let's say when I go and get them taken out, I got them new ones put in. Well, then I'm just gonna have the rest of my life like worrying about what if, and then it's like, let's say I'm like 80 years old and want to pop, I have to go get surgery at 80 years old for my boob. No, and then recover from it. I'd rather be 80 years old and have a good set of boobs because we got that lift and everything like that, you know? So that's boob talk for today, gentlemen. Boob talk for today. So anyways, I went to this really cute place. I had no idea that it even exists, which is really weird because I am a SoCal girl. I grew up in Southern California, born in Southern California, aka Disney girl. So, and it's funny because when I would wrestle in the independent and I'd get in the car with a bunch of wrestlers, the joke would always be, let's just want to go to Disneyland today. Like, one of us would always say, yeah, let's just, who cares about the show? We'll go to Disneyland. Because that's what you do in SoCal. You go to Disneyland, especially back in the day when it was just expensive to get in. So I follow this account on Instagram called Secret LA or Secret Los Angeles, and they always post about different cool places, whether it's restaurants or hiking or places to visit, whatever. Just really cool places here in California because, oh my gosh, there's so many. And so they post about this place called Walt's Barn, which is in Griffith Park. And it's so crazy to me because I thought I knew everything. I thought I knew it all, but I didn't apparently. I didn't know about Walt's Barn. And so it's just one of those things where when I found out about it, well, I gotta go. And so I finally went. I want to share with you guys the full video here. Not very long. Let me just keep it up. But it was really, really cute. And something, a little fun fact about me is I love trains. I may not know like everything there is to know about trains, like all the logistics of it, I guess. But I love trains. Always have, always will. When I was a little girl, I used to live by a train track, and I would like when the train would come by, I would run, and then they would purr, and there was when there used to be cabooses, you know. I don't know. I'm all about trains, so that's the whole theme of this Walt's Barn. So allow me to take you on a journey to Walt's Barn. Well, what'd you guys think? Wasn't that really, really cool? I just couldn't believe that I've never known Walt's Barn didn't exist. I was just so shocked, especially when I got there and it was just so cute. I snuck Minnie in. I had her in her little doggy purse and she didn't make a peep. That's the thing. If you don't know, I sneak Minnie into a lot of places. She is a certified emotional support dog, but you'd be surprised how many places do not honor that. She has her little red vest if need be. She has her little car too. And so, because she's not like a service dog, but emotional support, sometimes I can't take her places, but usually she's really, really good at being quiet. And so, like, as long as she's next to me, so I have this little purse and like no one knows she's ever in there unless she makes any noise. So, little Miss Minnie and I were over there at Walt's Barn just having ourselves a good old time. And yeah, I think I'm gonna go back. They have a thing once a month where they open it to the public. And pretty soon, I think this month, they're gonna have something special going on, and I'm gonna see if I can be a part of it. Be really cool. I think they're gonna even have like a little barbecue or something like that. So OM to the D, you know I'll be filming, so I'll take you guys on that journey with me. Well, speaking of journeys, I went on another journey the other day, and there's a place that I've been following for years, like years. And another, okay, so now you've learned that I love trains. Something else I love, dinosaurs. So there's a place in California, it's called Cabazon, and it's a landmark, really, because if you saw Pee-wee's Big Adventure and he's inside with Dottie in the dinosaur head, and it's like not just a head, but a full-on big dinosaur, that's Cabot. Oh, look at that sweet. Look at hot Shelly Martinez. Pit stain. Pit stain Martinez. So anyway, little pit stain Martinez tell you all about Cabazon. So it's really cool. And like not only do they have the two dinosaurs, and one of the dinosaurs you can walk up the stairs and then go in the dinosaur head, which is cool. And then the other one, when you walk up the stairs, it's their gift shop. Let me tell you again, it's their gift shop. It's so cute. Oh, I gotta dig up. I know I have some Cabazon footage, so I'll have to dig it up for you guys. Or I just have to go. I haven't been to Cabazon in a few years, so there you go. But also at Cabazon, you can pay a very small fee and you get to go into their like they remake this like whole little section where it's like a walkthrough, and they have different dinosaurs, and then they just like gussy it up to where it's like if you were at Jurassic Park, it's like a little mini Jurassic Park in the desert. We're better, right? So I have always, out of all the years that I like been to Cabazon, there was finally the last time I went, I was with Metal Jesus, and I said, "Look, you're gonna take me through the little like walk through Jurassic Parky area because every single time I've been to Cabazon, aside from when I've been there with Metal Jesus, which was only 2 times, it was always with wrestlers. Like when we were on our way to Arizona, I think when we'd be wrestling Arizona, I think that's when we'd go through there. Or was it Vegas? No, it was Arizona. So when we would go wrestle Arizona, we'd pass by at Cabazon and we'd stop. So when we would go, there would always be like me and maybe 1 or 2 other people that were like down to go through there, but like the rest of the group wouldn't. So then we would have to opt to not go. I don't know why me and the ones that wanted to go just didn't say, okay, cool, you guys go kick it. We're going to be over here walking through. Anyway, you know what? It's okay though, because I'm glad that the first time I did it was with Metal Jesus. So there you have it. But it's really, really cute. I got this shirt. You probably have seen me wear it on social media, and it says, um, "Large Marge sent me," and so I got it from there. Of course, the background of, like, it was part of Pee-wee's Big Adventure, it was on the movie, go watch it, go rewatch it, and you'll see, like, "Oh, that's what she was talking about." So I got this really cute it's blue tie-dye, and then there's the Cabazon dinosaurs, the 2 of them that, like, you can just go and check out, the one where you can walk in the head and whatever, the gift shop, and that's when it says, "Large Marge sent me." And then, so I had to wear it when I went to this dinosaur place I skipped that part. Ugh. So the place I've been following on social media for years is this place in Redondo Beach, which it's not around the corner, but it ain't that far. It's like an hour drive. So they have it where, like, when I saw it on social media, it just looked like they had 2 stories, and then the was it the top story? I think maybe the top story is what had like a walkthrough of the dinosaurs, and the bottom one was a bunch of like inflatable like bounce houses for kids. So I thought it was really, really cool because it kind of offers everything to everyone. Like whether you have kids or not, like it's a cool place to go. It seemed online, right? And so I have been trying to go there for years and just never works out. Well, a few weeks ago, I did, and I wore that shirt from Cabazon. And what was so cool is the chick that was checking us in, she popped for my shirt and she was like, "Oh my gosh, you know that the owners of Cabazon Dinosaurs are the same owners here?" I was like, "Oh my gosh, no wonder why it's such a cool thing." Like, because it reminded me in a way of that walk through Jurassic Parky area in Cabazon. So it made total sense. So let me share with you guys what I post this morning on the Shelly Recommends YouTube. I haven't posted it on TikTok or Instagram yet. So here we go, fellas and ladies. Ladies, are you watching? Comment in the chat room. I love when the ladies come join. Dang it! So here's what happened. I accidentally had it on loop. I was hitting my bong. I just coughed, and you freaking guessed it. For those of you, you know, I don't pee myself. I sure did. Ugh, such an idiot. Gosh. But yeah, dude, wasn't that place super cute? I didn't get the bounce house because I didn't. I wish I did though, to just show you guys like how cool. Um, oh my gosh, cave train. Um, it was really cool, whatever. But I was there for the dinosaurs, and again, I snuck Minnie in there. She barked once because here's the what's the right word I'm looking for? not the catch. Let's just say that, so I don't have to sit here and be like, "What was it? What's the right word?" So the catch of bringing sneaking Minnie into a place is if she hears something that's like keys jingling, to her, I think she thinks it's another dog, she'll bark. So there's been places where like I smuggled her in and like let's say like it's a restaurant and like a waiter will walk by or a bartender. It's usually the bartenders have a bunch of keys and then they whatever, then Minnie will bark and people will be like, where did that come from? And I'm just like, oh my God, Minnie, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. No one's ever asked us to leave. There's been times where people definitely knew I had a dog in my purse, but I think they thought like since she didn't make a big deal and you can't see her, they just let me get away with it. The freaking Minnie, man. Minnie, you gotta be a better dog. There was this time, I went on this walk around, this, like, little reservoir in LA, and I just remember, like, this was, gosh, a couple years ago now, I should go back, it's really cute over there. The Silver Lake Reservoir, I think is what it's called. It's next to the Silver Lake Dog Park, and that's why I was there, and I was like, "Oh, let's go over here, let's take a walk." And that was the reason why I stumbled upon it was because I was going a couple years ago when my health was like really affecting me. I was going to special doctors for different things and I get a lot of blood tests and blah blah blah. So one day I was just like, you know what? Let's just go, like, let's take Minnie, blah blah blah. So I went to my doctor's appointment and then we went over there and it's so funny because I wasn't my whole point of telling you the doctor part was I wasn't feeling good. Like, this was the height of me not feeling good. This was before I had to have that emergency, months before I had to have that emergency, surgery that I had, and so I was just in a weird vibe, but I was glad that I was just out in the fresh air, walking with Minnie, the beautiful water. There were so many dogs because it's right next to the dog park, so I enjoyed that. And then there was this old man, I'll never forget. We joke about this in the household to this day with me and Stoner Jesus, Metal Jesus, because he was with me. I don't know why this old man seemed very angry, but he looked at Minnie and he goes, "You're not a real dog," and then just kept walking. So the joke is Minnie isn't a real dog. She's my baby. She's not a dog. She's my baby. There you have it. So for those of you guys, most of you guys tuning in, you know that I've had the Secret Society. I've been doing the Secret Society since 2004, 15. I can't remember exactly. Hmm. I want to say it was 15, but it could have been 14. Either way, Danielle and I at the time we were living in this studio apartment smack in the middle of Hollywood. It was rough times, but I wouldn't trade that for anything because even though it was such a hard time, like, all I was doing for work was wrestling on the weekends. And like when you live in California, that money doesn't stretch far. Most of the money I made at wrestling shows was for rent. So it was rough. And at the time, I was sharing a studio apartment with my sister and our two dogs, Fred and Ethel Mertz. Let's give them a little Fred and Ethel. Gotta do it twice. One for Fred, one for Ethel. So we finally moved out of there in 2004, the summer of 2014. And we moved into this really awesome apartment. I loved it. If you've been watching my stuff, you remember like I didn't even have to cross the street. Literally at the end of my street, you turn and there was all of this stuff. There was a coffee place. There was like a little newsstand that had different cool things. Um, there was a sushi place. There was a comedy place. There was a little like wine bar thing. And then if you keep following, it turned into this like kind of mini strip mall, and they had the Mertz's um, pet store there, and like the pizza place, like, and then the building itself. I've talked about this a million times. I will continue to talk about because I love that area. Um, so there was our apartment, and then next to us was like the game room that had a pool table and like all this other cute stuff. And then next to that was the gym. And then next to that was the sauna. And by the time you're by the sauna door, there's another door which leads outside. And then when you open the door, what outside is right there is a pool. And then you go down a little bit and there was a jacuzzi. For me being a professional wrestler at that time, it was the bomb because there would be times I'd come home from like a wrestling weekend, and before I would do anything, like unpack or whatever, I'd grab the Mertz's, I'd grab a joint, I would grab whatever beverage I needed, whether it was coffee, tea, or wine, and I would, or a vodka drink, and I would go out to that hot tub and just freaking marinate like nobody's business. Especially when like I would wrestle at Hood Slam because a lot of times I would come home after like in a car full of people, like the same night, like we wrestled, we would come home. And Sacramento was like 7 hours away. So, or Sacramento, Oakland is like 7 hours away. And then you got to think about its pit stops and this and that. So I'd get home sometimes from Hood Slam. I would wrestle at Hood Slam. And then I'd get home, like let's say on a Saturday we wrestled, right? And then that Sunday, I would get home like at 5, 6 in the morning. So you bet your ass I would be so sore, not just from wrestling, especially at Hood Slam. I really gave it my all. Like I was very offering of my body there because the people I worked, I just totally trust. And then the energy at Hood Slam, like you just want to go a little more hardcore. So I was constantly letting people suplex me on the ground and like doing crazy things like that that you just shouldn't do to your body. It's not a wrestling ring. It's the floor, concrete. So it would be rough on my body. And then the ride home in that condition just makes it worse. So when I had that jacuzzi to go marinate in, whoo boy, it was the bomb. So when we lived there, of course, going from the studio apartment in crappy Hollywood to this really awesome place in a better area of like LA, it costs more, way more. So I had to think of something to do that would help me pay my bills besides just wrestling because wrestling just wasn't cutting it. So what I did, I was like, you know what? Like, because bef- like I've said this, I've talked about this before. Before wrestling ever entered my life, I started training in 2000. So before then, I was always doing modeling and acting, and I had websites before, like exclusive content websites, but it was like back in the day in like 99 and 2000, 98, 99, 2000, like that. I had these sites. And then even in the early 2000s, while I entered into the world of wrestling, then I really banked on my sites because I was like, I'm in wrestling now, so I'm around different people. DesireLive.com for all of my old schools out there. And I was like, okay, let me go back to that because now I have even more of a following. So, I've been in WWE, been in TNA, now I've been in I went back to the independent scene. So what better than to bring back a site? And so that's when I was like, I'm going to create this site. So I went on WordPress, and dude, I can't tell you how many times I created the secret society and then had to start over because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Like I would just go on like different YouTube on something, how to build a website many times over because again I had no idea what I was doing. So that was the beginning stages of my secret society. So you know what? I can't just mess up my music, but to all my secret society members, past and present, because dude, especially the ones that have been with me since those days. And that's how I had to like supplement my income in a way, because now I had to pay more. And so the secret society is so deep for me, you guys. It's not just about my exclusive content. No, dude, that's how deep it goes. That I was finally now mentally, physically, and spiritually, and career-wise. Like, I was pretty busy at that time, you know, because I was hustling, trying to get those bookings in wrestling. My life was better all around. I had this like toxic boyfriend for like 6 months. Should have never dated him, but it's all good, because if I never dated him, I would have never met my friend Jen, and probably never met my friend Chrissy Rivera, as you guys know her. Like, I wouldn't, and if I wasn't friends with Chrissy or Jen, I'd be not doing well. Because as I've told you guys over and over, I've been going through a really rough time right now. I've gotten betrayed by somebody that was really close to me that I never thought would betray me, so it's been hard. And Chrissy and Jen are part of my core group that have helped me stay afloat. So if you guys heard of me talk about, like, I don't understand why I dated this guy because it makes me ashamed of myself because he's just such a douchebag and blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, I got Chrissy and Jen, so it's all worth it. But anyway, so I just broken up with that dude when I moved into that spot. So I got rid of the toxic, weird, shady ass little boy. And then, you know, I got my mind, body, and soul back in alignment. And I was just like, So having the secret society then allowed me to have that life without so much stress of how am I going to pay my bills, you know? And then what ended up happening is by 2017, I was making more money with my secret society than I did when I was in OVW and I had my contract there. And so that meant a lot to me, you know, because TNA didn't pay me well. I'm not trying to bitch. That's a fact. They did not pay me well. So it was really hard to live off of them. And it's weird because like I'm on TV, but like always constantly almost getting evicted out of my place. Ugh, it was rough, but it's fine. It helped mold me to who I am today. So I'm not bitching. It's just a fact. Okay. So don't misquote me, people. I'm grateful that I got to play Selena. So there you go. But anyway, so the secret society, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why it means so much to me, because it goes way back and it allowed me to flourish and do what I love. I felt better. It was so awesome. And then I messed up because then Patreon went corporate and they changed a lot of things, and I'm an idiot. And I stopped updating my Patreon and I went back to OnlyFans because, just to give you a backstory on that, I was building that site when I was living at that awesome place, finally got it going. And then a former friend of mine introduced me to OnlyFans. And then I was like, oh, like if I do OnlyFans, and this was like 2000, maybe 15-ish. I was like, dude, if I do OnlyFans, I don't have to pay for the hosting. I don't have to worry about all these different other little things. I could just post. I liked how it like automatically can go to my Twitter feed. Like, I thought that was great. So that's when I started to just post on OnlyFans. And then what ended up happening is I felt like I was putting in a lot of work and wasn't getting that payoff. Like, my little site that I made on WordPress made more than OnlyFans did. And then that's when Stephanie Motto, look her up. She is, yes, the girl who sold her farts in a jar, who was on before 90 days, Stephanie, she introduced me to Patreon. And that's when I saw that I could use the same content I was posting on OnlyFans, but break it down. Like, okay, the $5 people get this, and the $10 people get this. And then that's when I saw it really worked for me. And then that's when it was really like, that's when I was saying, like, I was making great money at it. Like, some people probably wouldn't think it's that great, but I did. I was like, hell yeah, I can like live off this and like not worry. And like, if I want to go have sushi on a whim, I can have sushi on a whim and not have to check my bank account, you know? So it was awesome. I get that independence and that confidence it brought me, that I had to count on anyone except myself to do the work, you know? Because for those of you that don't know, I edit, shoot, promote all of my stuff. Like, I don't have help. And it's always been that way. And I'm grateful for that, because me doing years and years and years of editing my stuff, later in life, I was able to get hired by other companies. And one of my jobs I do in life is companies hire me to edit videos for them. So it all, dots were connected. But going back to why the secret society is so deep to me, right? Because not only the financial freedom, but because I was constantly editing my own stuff, and all, it gave me more practice at it, to where later in life, I'm able to have different streams of income because of that. Secret society is deep! You know what I mean? Then I was doing really good, and that's what I said. Fast forward to right before I told you the background story of all this. I got mad at them, went back to OnlyFans. Long story short, it just didn't work out. So then I went back to being active on both Patreon and OnlyFans, because that's the lesson I learned. That I should have just done both the whole time. And then if I was going to delete anything, or not that I ever deleted Patreon, but if I was ever going to be inactive in anything, it should have been OnlyFans. So, went back to Patreon. It's never been the same since I done them dirty before. I didn't do them dirty, but you know what I mean. So anyways, that's why I always push my Patreon. It's like, that's the one that has the most content and means the most to me, because it just does, okay? You don't need to know the details. So the reason why I'm giving you all of this like backstory of how deep the secret society is to me is because something happened recently that I wanted to give you that backstory of all of that, so you know why it really breaks my vampire heart that this happened.
Oh my goodness, it is so hot today. I still have my AC on, and it is like 8 o'clock at night. Anyways, I hope everyone's having a good day. If you've been watching my stuff, know I have been totally struggling for months now. And something that I'm so grateful for is coming across Dr. Kim Sage, and it's because I wanted to get to know Mama Tot more. So I went on a Mama Tot rabbit hole a few days back. Oh my gosh, the heat's getting to me. So she was interviewed by Dr. Kim, and wow, I'm so grateful for both of those women. God bless them, positive energy wherever they are, because I've needed their words and their energy to help heal me and rejuvenate me. I am so upset right now. It has come to my attention that secret society members are posting my exclusive content on the internets. Shame on you.
Shame on you! Now I post those first of all, I completely forgot that I had that whole thing about Mama Tot and Dr. Kim before, so there you go. But, and shout out to both of them. Oh, I can do it right now, I don't have the music playing. So, gotta get it twice. Gotta give it twice. But dude, I couldn't believe and here's the thing, I post this stuff on or I post both of those on my Instagram and, as a reel. I've been real active on my main one because Instagram has monetized me again. So make sure to go watch my videos to keep me monetized. I don't know how they pick people or whatever. This is the second time they've done it. I'm hoping they stick with me. Please. Anyway, so when I post that one about the secret society, somebody posts, well, then don't post nudes then. Look, Dick, I haven't posted nudes or topless or done any work like that since like 2010, 2009, 2010-ish. You know? Check your facts. And I said that too. And they were like, oh, I didn't know, my bad. Well, you're over there and you want to be all, don't be posting it then. Why don't you know what you're effing talking about? This is the hormones coming out. Ugh. So anyway. So it's not that it's nude stuff out there that I'm pissed about. It's the fact that this is my exclusive content. You are part of the secret society. Shh! Secret society! You're not supposed to be posting my shit. And then here's the other thing. There's a couple photos of me floating around after I retired from doing topless and nude content where I'm topless. And what pisses me off is I sent those photos via text to my boyfriend at the time because I was in a long distance relationship. So the fact that those photos are online pisses me off to no end. And I know exactly who did it. Sorry, I had to just take a moment because this is all like I got the confirmation because I've known these photos have been like floating around, but and here's the thing, I was like totally single for like a few years, 3 years to be exact, and then I got this one boyfriend, and we were only together for like 6 months or so, 5 or 6 months. And then when we broke up, about 4 months later, I got with this douchebag boyfriend. And I couldn't remember if the one boyfriend is who I sent it to, or it was the douchebag boyfriend that I sent it to. I got confirmation yesterday it was the douchebag boyfriend that I sent it to. So that's why I'm in my feelings about it right now, because this is new information. So I'm working on getting them taken down online. So there's that. But it just like, I can't. It pisses me the F off. My secret society did me dirty. The ex-boyfriend did me dirty, which even though he's a complete douchebag and like I have nothing good to say about this dude, I still can't believe he would do me like that. That sucks. It sucks. What happened to music? Oh, it's just kind of, today's jazz day here on this Friday. It's Friday. Oh, I got a comment over here. Sorry. Hey, Ray, how's it going? So anyways, on that note, I wanted to share a video with you that I haven't revisited since I posted, which was a while ago. Let me tell you. I'll tell you right now when I posted it. I posted this 6 years ago. Look at that. And when I was saying that this douchebag boyfriend that I'm talking about, he's the one that I wouldn't be friends with Jen or Chrissy if it weren't for ever being with his dumbass. So this is a video that Jen and I did together at that apartment that I told you that was the bomb, that I was just living my best life at that time in. And I wanted to share it with you guys. It's going to be really interesting because I have not watched this in quite some time. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
So we can look up close because it looks good from afar, but I don't know. I can't. All right, this is, I want to say, my first official story time. Like, I know the YouTubers out there, all the kids are doing story times, and I feel definitely I have done vlogs where, like, you could take it as a story time, but at the time, I don't even think the word story time was a thing. Yeah. So to me, it was just like my audio diary or my video diary. So I am so honored to have you, Jen, as the person I'm going to do my first story time with.
Am I breaking your story time cherry? I'm popping your story time cherry.
It's true. It's true.
And this is my YouTube debut.
So I'm popping your cherry as well. What I love is we've been friends for a few years now. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know that you watch the same YouTubers I watch.
YouTube is more than just a guilty pleasure. It's part of my lifestyle.
And
seriously.
I agree, and me too. So it's so funny because when I watch these YouTubers that you've been watching too, I watch them do these kinds of things with their friends, and I always get kind of secretly jealous, like, oh man, I need to do that. Like, who can I do that with? Like, I do stuff with my sister, but we haven't done a story time together. But like how people have their friends, and that's why, and there's like a reason why they're telling that story, whatever. Mm-hmm. So it's so funny. I just want to give positive vibes and a public shout out to Shane Dawson. He's somebody that recently has been totally inspiring me. And when I brought
I'm going to say this right now. F. Shane Dawson. I do not like him. I do not support him. But what I said in this video is very true. Going back to the struggle, okay? Wow. Here we go, people. Here we go. Okay. So what I said in there was 1000% true. I was so inspired by Shane Dawson. Now, I was introduced by Shane Dawson, or to Shane Dawson years before this video, when he had, what was it, Shane and Friends and all that. And I wasn't really into it. There's a girl that when I was doing modeling and acting, her and I would like see each other at gigs and stuff, and we would chit chat. She's the one that introduced me to like that you can make money on YouTube. And now she's like a household name in YouTube. And she was friends with Shane, and she would go on Shane and Friends. And so that's how I knew about him. So I followed him for a little bit, but then I was kind of like, nah, not my vibe. Then when he started doing his conspiracy stuff, I'm a total tinfoil hat person. So I definitely was like, dude, he does good videos, whatever. Dude, Shane Dawson's a part of it. So F him. He sucks. I don't like him anymore, but I'm glad that he inspired me because when I was living at that place, that was the bomb. So when I broke up with that boyfriend, that was the douchebag, something that broke my heart wasn't so much that I had to break up with him because he cheated on me. It was like, oh, we were long distance. So let's say we lived in driving distance from each other. I probably would have only went on like 2 or 3 dates with him and I would have realized what his deal was. But he was able to really masquerade and be who he thought I wanted him to be when it's a long distance thing. That's why I never have been a part of dating apps or anything because I just don't trust people. People can say whatever. And I know it's worked for some people, but dude, for me, I just don't trust. So when I broke up with him, there was a lot of people that would like report back to me or talk crap about him and the girl he cheated on me with because they ended up becoming a couple. But those people would like take pictures with them at wrestling shows. And I'm like, then why are you even calling me or texting me, telling me all this stuff? You're gonna be all buddy buddy with them at shows. Like, God, gab me with a spoon. So when I call people out on it, they're like, oh, it's just wrestling. I don't really like them. Da da da. And it's just like, ugh. So Balls Mahoney passing, China passing, and people revealing who they truly were when I broke up with that dude is what caused me to leave the world of professional wrestling. So you can blame that. I say Balls Mahoney's passing because I saw the same thing. I used to see people treat him like garbage, cock block his paycheck, aka keeping him down so when he was in WWE. So like he wasn't whatever. And I know Balls had his own thing. He had his unfortunately addiction issues that played into some things, but I literally saw people be shitty to Balls. And when he passed, they acted like they were buddy buddy with them. Same thing with China. And so I'm just like, dude, no, no, no. Because I was friends with Balls. Like we were friends. I was friends with China towards the end. Like when she was living in Japan, we used to chit chat. So no, no. And I remember when I was so pissed, there was a time where I was wrestling here in Cali and I was so heartbroken on what the deal was. And I remember I just threw my bags down in those girls' locker room. I was like, all right, so we can talk over our match so I can hurry up and get this shit over with and I can leave. So I don't have to be around you fake and phony bitches anymore. And people were like, whoa. And it's because some of those girls were being two-faced bitches. And I was just like not having it. See, I'm not made for the world of wrestling. Most people would say, gotta be professional, you gotta move the things aside, da 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 da. Well, I can't. That's why I had to leave. And so I told myself, I was like, dude, the only way this is gonna be worth it is if I go back to WWE. And I don't want to go back to WWE. So I guess I'm retiring. And then I retired. So when I decided to retire, I got really depressed. And that's when Fat Shelly started. Like slowly over the years, it just got worse and worse to where like I got really heavy and all I would do was sit at my apartment and work on my secret society stuff, drink wine, smoke, and watch the show Impastor. I don't know if you guys know that show. It's a good one. I wish that we never will know what happened because then they canceled the show. And then I would watch YouTubers that inspired me, aka talking about Stephanie Motto and Shane Dawson. That's when he was doing his conspiracies. And that's what you're seeing here in that video where I'm like saying that, and it's like, no, like when I saw that, I was like, no, Shelly, no. So I wanted to make that very clear. I do not like Shane Dawson. And if he came in this room right now, I would be like a bitch to him. Just straight up.
I am up to. You're like, I totally know him. And to the next thing you said, and Trisha Paytas.
Oh,
Hi, Trish. So it's one of those things where I've been watching his videos, and I thought, I literally got out of the shower and I said, what would Shane Dawson do? And I said, he'd whip that camera out because he has these awesome videos where he puts a lot of thought into them and like he's going to make these things happen, where this was so organically happening.
Right.
I was like, it totally writes itself. I didn't have to organize with you. Okay, on this day, you'll come over. It was just like,
What are
let's
you up
do
to?
it.
Yeah, what's going on?
Because we have quite the story here, ladies and gents. We have quite the story, and that's kind of what this whole story time is all about. So, for those of you, maybe this is the first time you're watching my channel, I am Shelly Martinez. This is my friend Jen Martin, and she lives in Boston.
Close
area?
enough. Yeah, close enough.
Like, yeah, that's all we're letting you guys know, in the Boston area. And this is her first time not only coming to California, but flying.
Yes.
And the reason why she's here in my apartment is because we became friends years ago. Because, ladies and gents, we did sleep with the same guy. Long story short, I was single, didn't hook up with any, well, I lied. I hooked up with one guy and I would make out with him. So like, I don't want anybody calling me on my stuff, but I never slept with him. I never saw the penis.
I don't know how you guys walk around with those things.
It wasn't like that. So we just made, it was very PG, but I liked him a lot. So other than that, for like 3 years, I didn't have sex and it was fine. Like I was totally fine with it. I just really, after my last breakup, that was my serious relationship, I just kind of felt like I just need to not be with anybody, you know, because I was with him for a while and it was one of those things where he had a double life. And so there was that betrayal.
Yeah, that's tough to get over.
Oh my gosh. So we had to change locations, which is okay because we needed some privacy. So you were just saying, this is, here, I'm going to mess up the whole shot. This is the game room. Oops. This is the game room in my apartment building. It has leopard floors, which is really cute. There's a little bar over there.
Show the red couch.
Oh, and the red couch, the tiny red couch. What's funny is that used to be a big black couch, and it was really cute. And I guess it just got too messed up, and then they replaced it. Ooh, that's ugly. You can see. There we go. Can't see it. They replaced it with that little guy, and I always laugh because it was such a big couch that like whatever. So you were like, oh, it's really cute in here, blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, you know, and I was laughing because I keep going to the gym, which is next door to here.
Yeah.
And I did it again when I was coming back because I'm so used to going to the gym or the sauna. And Danielle and I used to use this room, but when we first moved here, I had a photo shoot for Heyman, Paul Heyman, for the Heyman household. And before I get into that, I just like to say, this is our next wine here. This is an awesome rosé. She's never had it.
I don't think we showed them the first one, but we did talk about it.
We talked about it. Yeah. So I brainstormed and I thought I would bring the bottle. And so this is awesome. Danielle and I have featured this on our Wine Wednesday. And if you guys don't know, Danielle's my sister. We host a monthly Wine Wednesday tasting. So the last one, I will link the link below in the description, but we have featured this many times. It's so awesome because it's at Trader Joe's. It's only $4.99 and it is 13% and it's a pink rosé. So I am dying to know before we get into more stories what you think about that.
Okay. I usually like sweet wines, so if it's got like a little sweetness to it, then we might be good.
It's got a wee bit.
It reminds me of vodka. Why
does
it remind you of vodka?
Does it?
I think because it's got the higher alcohol content than the Riesling.
Yeah, it does.
So I think I'm used to drinking grape juice.
So it's not for you?
No, it is for me.
Okay, good.
I didn't say that. Did I say that?
No, you didn't. I assumed. Much like I assumed that my neighbor was not going to creep out on me. So going back to my story, I was a total vodka girl, even though I love my wine, but sometimes it sticks. I'm just gonna crack my back. Sorry.
Hey, I heard that.
Felt good. So being that I would do green juice with vodka because I felt like I was getting my nutrients when I didn't have an appetite. So that's what I did. And I was on my way to my shoot. My Uber was coming. And there was this guy, and I was like, "Oh, welcome to the building," because I was really new here, and I felt so like blessed because Danielle and we were sharing a studio apartment. It was a bad part of town of Hollywood, and it just sucked. So being here was so awesome. I mean, hello, this cute room, and so Danielle and I, we'd come in here and play pool all the time. So when I was kind of passing him in the hall and I told him that, he was like, no, wait. He was like, oh, so da-da-da. And he started coming on and I was like, no, I was just saying like, and he was very forward. And I was like, no, I was just saying like, welcome to the building. And in my head, I was so excited for this building and it being a new home. Like I just wanted to kind of share that with like someone that was seeming to move in. So Danielle and I still would come in here because we're literally next door,
which is awesome.
Next
by the way.
door. And when he moved in, he was right there at the door and he opened the door and he goes, huh. And he just like watched me and Danielle and we just like ignored him. And then like after like a good amount of time, he just like closes the door. And I get it because I was telling you hardly anyone uses this room. Like
right.
And sometimes people play pool and usually you can hear it from my apartment. So that's A, why I knew. But B, I know only certain people use this often. So I realized that he's one of them. So when he went, huh, he was probably like, oh, okay, like I'm usually in here at this time. I didn't know other people. But it just sucked because like there was a second interaction with him and it was like this weird thing. So it's been a while now. I've always wanted to bring it up to him and be like, I wanted to be so cool because he has this vibe. We're going to bump into him before you.
We had to. I hope so.
But the thing is like I always do like when I'm walking my dog or like me and Metal Jesus will like be together, whatever. Or I go down the street and I'll see. So I bump into. He even said,
does he have dogs?
No.
Oh, okay.
Last time I saw him, he was even like, I always bump into you, and it's true. So it's weird and like. I don't know. And so I've always said like one day I'm going to say something when the time is right. And it just hasn't been right yet. So that's why I stopped coming in this room because he was like through those weird vibes. So I stopped and I shouldn't have done that. I should have continued because maybe I could have just been like, can I play? Okay. Hey, by the way.
Why are you a creep?
How come that happened?
Or you can pull your, can I talk to you for a second?
It's so funny because I have been sharing with Jen all these different stories, and there are a lot of stories that I haven't even.
Corvette guy. Corvette guy. Oh my goodness. Corvette guy. I call him that because he had a Corvette. It's so freaking crazy, that story. And like, I love that I have this moment to share with you guys. It's like a video diary for me. But dude, Corvette guy. So I eventually did, like towards the end before I moved out, I brought it up. And you know what his reply was? You have 2 dogs? I always thought you just had 1 dog. And I was like, no, my 2 dogs are always with me. Huh, so anyways, you want to go to get sushi? And he would always see me at this point with Metal Jesus. So he knows I'm not single. Freaking Corvette guy. Ay.
And
I wonder if
thought
he
of and since it happened. So when I've been in the moment, I keep finding myself saying, and then I pull them aside, and then I pull them aside. And then earlier I was like, you know what? For people to be like, oh, Shelly says to me, I pull people aside privately. I talk to them.
So courteous.
It's like, I don't know. Hi, haters. What are your problems with me? Like, it's so weird. And when I say hi, haters, I'm talking, you know who you are and you know you're watching because, And so I think it's so cool that life brought us together. Yeah. You conquered your fear by flying. You're here in California. Tell everybody about you had this like ambition and draw to Venice.
Oh my gosh. So I've always loved the idea of coming to Venice or coming to the part of California with like the nice beaches. And I love the boardwalk. I went to a boardwalk in New Hampshire, Hampton Beach, and I thought, oh, this is so cute. And obviously Venice is way better than Hampton Beach. So I just had this vision 10 years ago, probably during the summer when I was hanging out at the beach myself. And I thought, oh, I have to go to California. I have to see what this looks like on the other coast. And I was wrestling, so I wasn't like just picking up and going to California. I've been a full-time student for the last 4 years, so I don't just, have the time to just up and get on a plane. And I've been terrified of just like the thought of getting on a plane and traveling. So all my travel this whole time, even when I wrestled, was always by car. And it definitely held me back a lot. So, I'm turning 30 at the end of the month. And I thought, like, what a way to, like, what a capstone for my 20s to just cross off so many things on my bucket list and have all these crazy adventures. And I've only been here for 7 days so far, and just unbelievable. Like, the scrapbook that I'm going to make is just going to be epic. And not only that, but just the memories that I'll be able to talk about forever are just like, doesn't happen like every day. So, and coming here and meeting Shelly for the first time in person, at least, like, it just, like, this is exactly how
the California girl, yeah. Shelly from Cali.
Exactly. How could I not come visit you?
And I just love that you're an Aquarius. Danielle's birthday is.
The reason why I say that, I have that little moment, here's a little insider. The reason why I said Shelly from Cali, the California girl, is because there have been people that I was super, 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 super tight with, tight with. And when they would either visit or move to California after, like, in my opinion, I feel like when I wasn't doing much with wrestling or whatever, so like here I'm trying to clean it up, but hey, this is my channel. I could say whatever I want. So I have people that I was super, super tight with that I felt like they were coming over here and visiting. They were coming over here and moving here for a while. And they couldn't say as much as boo to me. And you cannot tell me that these people didn't once ever think about me, because people always that I've been tight with associate California with me because I grew up here. I'm like, in their opinion, like, I have a lot of Californiaisms. Okay, cool. I'll take that. So, and then when I was more relevant in wrestling and entertainment, they would come and see me. But the more I stepped away from wrestling and the entertainment world, they couldn't be bothered. And that's when I needed those friends the most. I guess they forgot how it was back when we were all struggling, just trying to be successful and trying to make it. I guess they forgot about all that because they sure as hell showed me with their actions. So that's why I had that little weird kind of moment. That was my way of being like, because here's the other thing. Those same people watch my stuff. Those same people always know what's going on in my life. And it's not because they're keeping in touch with me. Hold on a second. Let me just throw up in my mouth a little bit, swallow it, and roll my eyes. 1, 2, 3. Oh. No, dude. The hormones. Just gotta let it all out. I just need to bleed. Only women bleed. Only women bleed.
Is on Friday, next Friday.
Yep.
And then your birthday
is the Monday after that.
Is the Monday. And then my birthday is 2 Fridays from Danielle. So it's all Aquarius, the age of Aquarius. And that's why I wanted to go to the Hollywood sign with you and everything, because I am connected to Pagan Westfall. I'm going to do a video on it, so I'll throw that up if it's done by now, if not later. Venice is very special to me. Like, I understand, like, even though I grew up in SoCal, like, Venice has always been a draw for me, and I've always been drawn to Venice. And Metal Jesus lives in Venice. So I always trip out on, like, all these times I've been, like, around his house and I didn't even know him yet. You're going to get a tattoo, is that right, tomorrow?
Yes.
So what time do you think you'll be getting your tattoo?
Probably around 3-ish, 3 in the afternoon, 2 or 3.
Because, I think just to, like, complete our story, I think I should be there.
Yes.
Because Metal Jesus lives there anyways. Yeah, so like, whatever. And Danielle has tomorrow off. So we should totally bring the fun cam and, like, get you getting your tattoo.
stay tuned for that.
I know. So that's what I think should happen. I had this whole plan. There's because I've been eating really clean, trying to lose some lbs. And one of my motivations is the other day I had a craving for fish and chips. So I told Metal Jesus, I was like, oh my gosh, where can we go? And there's this really cute bar on Hollywood Boulevard called Jameson. It's really awesome. They give you a mason jar of champagne for $6.
Oh my gosh. Well, I can't drink before the tattoo.
No, I know. So that was my plan, was to go there, and like when I've been working out and I don't want to, I'm like, there's fish and chips and champagne. I gotta go. And so Jameson isn't going anywhere. Fish and chips ain't going nowhere. And I think it would work out for everyone involved and be convenient and helpful. And I just really want to be there when you get your first tattoo. I think it's like kind of part of, like, I owe it to you to give you the best experience here in California, because I'm a true Californian and I have a responsibility.
Yes.
And I must live up to it. So if it's all right with you, we're going to go. We're going to boss our way with the fun cam and bring everyone. Here's to pathetic white boy. You brought Jen and I together, and even in a weird way, that girl that you cheated on me with, even though she's not my friend, I still think some positive vibes happened in our conversation for womanhood. So here's to you, pathetic white boy.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah. But I know you guys did it during our relationship. It was shady and it's not cool. If you're watching this and you're like, how come Shelly's weird to me all of a sudden? It's because this situation that brought us together also made me realize that there's certain people out there that I don't want to spend my personal time with or invest a friendship in, because if that's how you treat people and you're not even thinking about the consequences of their mental health and what you could be doing, I don't really want to dine with you. I don't want to text you. I don't want to be social media friends with you. And when I see you, I'll have manners. I won't be a bitch.
No.
Just have manners and say, hi, how are you doing? Awesome, bye. So that's another thing that came out of all this, is I was finally able to see who is who and where I fit in and who I fit in with. And, here's to retirement life, because I don't think I like wrestling so much.
No. On to the next venture.
Yes, on to the next venture. Your tattoo!
Yes!
Woo! All right, well, we're going to cut this video out, and it'll be fun to edit it. And I love you, Jen.
I love you.
All right, stay tuned.
Dude, I hope I don't get in trouble. Oh no. Twitch, don't get mad at me. I try to turn it off as quickly as possible. Oh my God, you guys. Hey Ken, how's it going? Just reading some comments here. Hey, thanks, Ray. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh my gosh. I can't. I love it. And like I said, much like my matches that I've had in wrestling, I know it's a really good idea to watch your matches back so you can critique yourself. But for me, I was the type where my mindset about wrestling was a little unconventional, I think. Whereas you would have the typical wrestler that is like, dude, you were supposed to watch your tapes and study them so you could see where you messed up or whatever. Whereas me, I looked at my matches as performing in front of a live studio audience. Oh, why wasn't I ready for that? Take two. One. Take two. Performing live in front of a... Yeah, okay. Take three. And performing live in front of a studio audience. Oh. That's how I looked at my wrestling. Was like, I was very aware after the fact when I would reflect back where I messed up in the match or what I could have done better. And a lot of the times I'd work on those things when I go to training. That's why even though some people kind of try to tell me like, why do you still go to training if you're like now vet status? Because to stay sharp, it's practice. That's how I looked at it. So watching my tapes back or watching matches back, I rarely did until way later after I left wrestling, to be honest with you. It was always said and done. Like even my stuff in WWE, I never like would go back and watch like what Kevin and I did. It was like, okay, what's next? And that's how I looked at it. And that's why I equate it to theater because in theater, it's like one and done. Like, and one night might be completely different from the next night just because maybe you're in a different vibe. So what you put in your character is going to come off completely different, you know? Or sometimes you already nail that character, so it's you can know how to be nice and consistent with it no matter how many nights in a row, you know what I mean? If that makes any sense. So for me, I already knew. So, oh my back. I didn't watch back my stuff and that's when it tripped me out that and things made sense because there would be things said about me and I just didn't understand why because like let's say when I was in WWE, I did not feel any threat to anybody. Like if anything, like in those days, having tattoos, like especially if you're a woman, like too many tattoos and not being blonde was kind of against you. And that's why Lita really gave me hope that like somebody like myself that I have some tattoos but not a whole lot and I'm not blonde, I could still make it there. Like there's exceptions and there is a need for somebody like that, you know? So that helped me, but when I was there, I thought first of all, I'll never be a Trish Stratus or Tori Wilson. And I didn't want to be. Like I was so excited that I got to be Ariel the vampire. Like I cannot tell you enough what a cool and Selena's, both those characters that like I'm mainly known for. Oh my gosh, like yes, like I couldn't have asked for anything more to be honest. Like nothing. Like yes. So I felt like I'm the vampire, and there's no other vampire except me and Kevin, so there's no competition there. Um, I have black ass hair. I have black hair. Oh, and I have tattoos, you know? So, and I had more of a rough around the edges look versus this like Trish Stratus, Tori Wilson kind of, Candice Michelle like look. So later when like I realized, long story short, I'm not gonna get into the details, people were trying to pin me and Candace against each other. People were saying things about me that I just didn't understand, like when I found out. But then when I watched back some stuff, because fans would send it to me on Twitter, like matches or like whatever, I'd be like, oh yeah, God, I haven't seen it since I performed it. And then I go and watch it and I'm like, oh my God. I had no idea I looked like that. Like, because I was just being the character in the moment. I felt like I was doing a good job, but I never went back to like watch myself back. So I was like, now it makes sense. Now it makes complete sense. And it's just a real trip. Anyways, I forgot even why I was talking about this. But I gotta get going. It's getting hot in here. So take off all your clothes. I am so excited that we watched this together. Going, that's what it was. Reeling it back in. You got to do brain exercises. So that's why I haven't seen this video since like I was editing it and putting it up. And that's the other thing too, like with my content. It's like one and done after I post it because I've edited it, so I've seen it so many times, I'm sick of my face or whatever. And so I move forward. And that video, even though like I'm so glad that it was on my heart to watch with you guys today. And I'm so glad that I did because I can't tell you enough how much Jen has just really been there for me right now when I'm going through my stuff. Jen, Chrissy, Francine, freaking Megan Jones, Alexandria Hamilton. Those women, man, you know? And then here's a cool moment that I have where Jen and I have been friends for years, but we're finally meeting in person. And she's getting her tattoo. And now fast forward 6 years and our friendship is stronger than ever. Psycho Jen and Psycho Shelly for life. All right, you guys, I got to get out of here. Thank you guys for joining me. And until next time, Oh, there's not going to be a Twitch after party today. I'm probably going to do one either tomorrow or on Sunday. I'll post it. I'll let you guys know. Until then, I'll smell all you guys later. Adios.